Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Night Falcon, and I'm going to be helping you guys out today, streaming this wonderful Division 9 matchup between ITHL and SVS. Very exciting matchup here in Division 9. We've had a few games already this weekend, but we've got, I think, probably the best for last. Save some of the best ones for last. So I'm very excited. Today we'll be casting on Sainte-Marie-du-Mont night, and we'll be broadcasting from the perspective of ITHL. So we've got a lot of fun action and exciting things here for you guys. But before we get started, we got to go over some rules real fast. So one man arty is what we're going to be working with. That means one man and one man only on that arty gun. Second rule, indestructible nodes. We want teams to have as much of a competitive advantage as everybody else. And so because of that, we let them all get let them get their nodes up, and the other team does not want to be messing with those throughout the course of the match. I just want to make sure everybody is having as much fun as possible. Messing with said nodes could end up with a little match penalty, and we do not want any team to be subject to that. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that. And the third, Axis are unable to use the Panther. And so we'll be seeing the heaviest tank we'll see from the Axis forces will be the Tiger tank. And the 76, of course, is fair game. They want to roll out if ITHL wants to roll out a 75, they're more than welcome to do so. Just the Panther, we feel, has a little bit too much of a little bit of an unfair advantage. So we are not going to be seeing those on the battlefield today. As far as it goes here in Division 9, these two teams sit right smack dab in the middle, but that's because they have not yet played their second match. SCC, as you can see, has had the opportunity to play that second match. And so here in week 2, they are already off to that 2-0 lead, leading the pack. And so ITHL hopefully looking to try to get up into their graces today and tie them up for first place. Well, SVS is looking to try to get back on top of things after a very closely fought first week. And so looking to try to just rebound and recover from that first week loss, get that W in the win column. So today, again, my name is Night Falcon, and this is my first season here casting for TPL. Very excited to be able to do it. It's been a heck of a lot of fun. And so we will continue all this fun here in just a moment as we're waiting for the teams to just get their last little bit of people together. I'm actually excited today because this is the first time we've had our server stats working here for us. And so we're hoping that when the map flips that we'll have everything up to date when it comes to the bottom of our ticker here with the clock and the score and everything. So we're going to take a look, see if that works. If not, you're going to have to deal with my little delay in getting it all up. But at the end of the day, my promise to you is to get that all across for you so you guys get all the information there for all times of the match. Because that is the fun of competitive Hell Let Loose. So, for those of you that might be new to the Hell Let Loose scheme, we today are going to be casting a warfare match. So, in Hell Let Loose, there are two modes. Warfare is the mode that we are going to be working with today, and basically, an easy way to think about this is it's like a tug of war battle where teams are contesting over one point that they're trying to attack, one place that they're trying to defend. And here we go. We got our flip going here. And so we'll talk a little bit about this here as we wait for this match to go ahead and start. Let's make sure everybody gets in here so we don't mess up with squads. So today's fight's going to be over Dugout. Now, here in a moment, we're going to break down this point a little bit as we wait for the teams to go ahead and get themselves started. We're going to disconnect here from audio just so we don't hear anything in the command chat. Don't want to get teams comms out there as it may present an unfair advantage somewhere down the line. Okay, once we get into the match and the kills start coming, we'll go ahead and see if the score bot will work for us. If not, we will go ahead and do it ourselves. But while we're waiting for everything to get going here, let's talk about it. So warfare mode starts out with this middle point being contested. So there's 5 main points. Each team starts with 2 under their control with a main point that's uncontested. So both teams are going to be making a run for Dugout here. Now, in this battlefield in particular, Dugout has some interesting dynamics. Allied forces are going to be able to come down these 2 main roads here. So ITHL is going to be pushing down these sides. Whereas SVS, the Axis side, has Hugo's farm. They have the ability to get up, but the fun advantage that they have is this whole road that has buildings and other things behind it that they can use to kind of shore up their defenses. And so as far as points go and getting people into cap, this point is relatively even. However, if the Axis forces are able to get into it and hold it, capture that point, because those buildings are so close here on the south side of Dugout, and here we're going to zoom up into them, they're going to be right over here. Just because they are on the south side so close to the hard cap, the Allies have to go across a lot of open fields in order to get stuff up and going. So it's a little difficult to get back in if they are unable to capture it first. So a lot of action right here off the bat. So we're going to go ahead and see how teams are lining up. So we got some trucks coming, 1 transport truck coming down main road, 1 transport truck all the way on the far side of the map coming in for ITHL. And so we're going to go ahead, keep an eye on all of these guys as we look to try to get these openers here for both teams. See if there's any snipes that are coming in. Victus Beyond on top of the truck, looking to get some excitement here as we push these trucks towards the middle point here. Initial supply drop here for the Allies down into the gardens area. As we go through the course of the match, there's a few different areas that I will be calling out as kind of main points. Gardens is one of them. This is going to be a key little area here at the bottom of the screen that the Allied forces, ITHL, is going to want to be able to hold in order to try to keep pushing into Dugout. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a moment. Got 1 snipe coming out, missing the truck with Invictus Beyond riding valiantly on top of his steed. Another snipe coming in, missing trucks on the main road, but you can tell that SVS has definitely gone in and they've done their practice here. As we see this transport truck on the far side may have gotten stuck in trenches over there. So we're going to zoom over there in just a moment. So no snipes coming in for ITHL, but they do have bodies into the hard cap with a strong presence here coming from SVS on our western flank here of Dugout. Hard cap initially going to ITHL with, it looks like, nobody pushing in bodies here on the western side. These barns over here, you'll often see a lot of people allocated over there because they are an anchor point for those allies to not have to push down into there. So we're not seeing anybody from ITHL over there at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how they look at going to get that up, with the exception of, it looks like their Stuart tank has taken the road over there. Okay, it looks like we have our secondary transport truck all the way out here. It looks like they stopped and dropped off some OPs looking to get behind. So that will be interesting to see how that truck continues to develop. ITHL is strongly here in the hard cap, taking very good control over the hard cap. SVS kind of resigned to those outer houses that we were talking about. Lux peppering the point here from the west side, must have an eye on something over there because it is going out. But at this time, all we have are some squad leads back there. Possible garrison garrison mark placed by commanders so that they get that up for them, trying to establish that garrison network. Koss from SVS here and his crew in the Lux just peppering the point as ITHL continue to put pressure onto this point. Just peppering away, this Lux doing what he does best. trying to clear out all the infantry as artillery here from ITHL coming and hitting into this courtyard, already getting a couple bodies. Unfortunately, it looks like our score bug might not be working appropriately. So let's go ahead and get everything up to date here for you guys so you can see it on your side as well. Turn that off, turn it back on, reset. So we got 1 hour, 23 minutes, 0 seconds. So we'll start this here in a moment. Okay, looks like we were able to get it up here now. So let's go ahead. We'll turn this main clock off, turn our score bug on. Now, going back and forth, this point still very much contested. So a good opening battle here for both teams over Dugout. As I was saying earlier, this point is very difficult to kind of keep going on if the allies are not able to get it. So ITHL continues to flood bodies up here into the point. All right. So here we go. We got some pressure going back towards SVS here. So a little bit of excitement both ways. Now pressure going back in favor of SVS here. So very good on them. We're still watching this group of squad leads. Looks like they might be going for a quick pressure onto fourth cap onto Hugo's farm if they are able to get it. So that makes it even more important for us. All right, Panzer IV taking out that initial Stuart tank here on the southern side as he tried to get around and do some damage to him. So very exciting there as we get some opening initial tank battles here. SVS is making progress and pushing bodies into the hard cap here, slowly but surely pushing ITHL out of that hard cap area. Tiger tank, or not Tiger, Panzer IV moving up into the main road. Definitely smoking, definitely going to want to try to get some pressure on that, as he is definitely a little on the injured side here. So hopefully we'll look to start seeing maybe some engineers for SVS move on over there and help him out. But we got Sashinkan, Phoenician, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. I apologize. I have to give it out always, my initial disclosures, that if I mispronounce your name, it's definitely not due to anything you did. It's more of my ability or inability to go ahead and decipher some of these code names that we have out there. So I do apologize for that. But unfortunately, he is taken out by Diamond and Ruvas here on the backside. Lucky pushing into the point as SVS now nears 3/4 of the way capped onto point. SVS in the closing seconds of the cap here. ITHL pushing hard in to try to reverse that pressure. Will it be enough, though? That is the magical question here as SVS ticks away, and it looks like initial cap is going to be going towards SVS here for an initial 3-2 lead here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our clock up here now and going. 119. We'll hit it as soon as we hit that timer here. All right, now we have our clock going here. Perfect. All right, looks like everything's up and going. So stats unfortunately do not appear that they will be working for us here. But now as we are working with our initial cap, let's go ahead and take a look at where the garrison networks are for these individual teams. As we are dealing with some supplies getting dropped here from SVS here into hard cap, trying to establish their garrison network. Greyhound moving around on the backside, trying to get an angle on this Panzer IV and takes him out. So some good Greyhound play here from our friends. Let's see, Frank House here, taken out here by Gatillo, but he did his damage, taking out that initial opener Panzer IV. So good on them, as that's going to even out the armor advantage here that SVS had for just a little bit of a moment. Invictus Beyond here and Lucio going at it. Lucio pulling out the big gun though, saying, hey, watch out, buddy. This is my home, and I'm going to defend it. So big rocket from Lucio as he works to clear that area. So this is an area that we are going to call God's Hill, or as I like to call it, Senpai Hill, due to my friend Senpai. Recently switched over to Legion, unfortunately. We lost him here in the 22nd, but wish him the best of luck as he moves in. But God Hill here has a great overlook point here into the southern half of Dugout. So looking to get some tanks here for ITHL as we go throughout the rest of our match here. As I was saying earlier, we're going to look at Garrison Network here. So it's looking very strong here for ITHL as they get gardens up here, up on the left side as well. And they also have this garrison over here by AA Battery. So AA Battery is one of those pivotal points here on SMDM that really acts as a key launching off point to many of these second, third, and mid-cap areas. Give me just one moment. We have some technical difficulties, aka children on our side, that we have to escort out of the premises. So give me just a moment. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Here at Falcon Studios, we have to deal with the little interns sometime that like to come in and have some fun with us. And so we just had to kindly ask them to evacuate the premises. They just keep getting older and older every day, but sometimes you just want them to stay as small as they possibly can be. You just love it where they're here, but at the end of the day, back to action here and Hell Let Loose. So as I was saying, AA Network down here, where ITHL has been able to make an advantage and establish some pressure, is a key jumping off point that SVS is going to probably want to get in order to try to facilitate their push up here onto cattle sheds. Having offset fourth point does make it a little bit difficult here, as we do start to see some battles come in here for ITHL as they're getting some cap pressure. Moving on and taking the hard cap area. So SVS here already looking at trying to dig in their heels and get watched out here. So ITHL, as we can see, that farmhouse on the far side has been taken over by ITHL. And we see an initial rep station, I think, get destroyed back here for no, just the transport truck here. So nothing too exciting there. But as we can see the battle progressing here, ITHL has been able to gain those farmhouses on that left side that I was saying that they originally didn't send anybody to off the bat. But it looks like they've been able to go in and claim that area, act as a launching off point to get people down here into the hard cap area. So good on them as they as they continue to get cap progress in here for ITHL. Very good cap pressure. Lucky coming down here doing his work as he takes out Vic. Just slowly moving around, trying to wipe OPs as he gets his own friendly artillery that's landing here into this point. Taking out another OP here, Lucky. Dodging rockets here from Gatalo. Good on him to be able to continue to do that as we see an Axis bombing run from SVS coming in. Does not look like they're going to get too many infantrymen with that bombing run as the end of it kind of trickles out here into the middle of the field. So we have the initial 76 here that's come out for ITHL. Garrison has gone up on those farmhouses. So that's good. That's good. Even though it's in the red zone, it looks like they've been able to establish an attacking front enough to be able to keep them out of that 100-meter distance that they would need in order to lock out that garrison. So SVS now working at trying to flood bodies back into the point as Gatlo and Bruyo and Z down here continue to try to push into the mid-cap point, and we are just kind of at a stalemate here, wondering who's going to cross over to those trenches first here from the SVS side to try to get in a hard cap and eliminate these two guys. Friendly artery though for ITHL coming in again, and he just keeps battering them. Let's go ahead and take a look and see who's over there. So Perk 91 just doing the best arty that he possibly can, just running it up that hedge and just getting some highlights. So shout out to Perk up there on the big arty gun, coming in clutch for his team here as they try to clear out the SVS soldiers here on the southern side of Dugout. Now, supplies landing here in Dugout, but no squad leads currently in the area for SVS to go ahead and get that up. So it'll be interesting to see how that continues to fight here. Looks like we have a tank marked here on the far side for SVS. So we do have the initial Tiger tank out here, looking to see if maybe he can get an angle here on that 76 that we know is just out around that D3, D4 mark. Boundary. So he's got a good angle that he's posted up on. Probably has been called out in his command chat. And so he's looking over there, making sure he is holding that angle. Because if he can eliminate them, that's going to be a strong armor advantage here for SVS. Now we got the Panzer IV down here that's been rolled out, also being marked for ITHL. And again, right on top of it. So shout out to the officers at ITHL for putting those marks on those tanks right on top of them here. Definitely giving Commander Shock as much help as they need to be able to get, as much as help as they need to be able to allocate resources effectively. Now SVS has been able to recover here, so good on them for being able to get bodies back into the hard cap and to clear out the ITHL guys that were already starting to float down in there. Garrison has been lost down here on AA network for ATHL, and SVS appears to have gained control over that. So they'll be working to push off through gardens here through this little trench here that we affectionately call hockey stick. Down into this 5 points area. This is going to be another area where squad leads are going to look to try to get to in order to try to get some type of presence. So we've got 50 supplies put back up. Docs Italy and his crew trying to get down here into AA battery and reestablish that garrison for themselves. And so most likely waiting for XM4 to go ahead and get his supplies available. Lucio on the backside trying to get back here and help out Flash as he is quickly being overwhelmed by XM4, who takes out Flash, clearing out the way for his team to now take over 5 points. Now we have a bombing run coming through here for ITHL, and it looks like it's going to get a good number of SVS players as the only people that are ended up safe somehow. Rocky and Z here for SVS, able to stay safe as that bombing run passed on the other side of the building from them. Basty facing off against Lucky. Basty getting some shots on Lucky, but they are now playing Ring Around the Rosie, the childhood game coming into effect here as Lucky turns around, gets Basty. So some good play here as they both decided to ring around the broken transport truck here, the flaming transport truck, and Lucky is very lucky to come out on the positive side of that. Using the grease gun to his advantage, Lucky again taking out Rocky here. Lucky on a little bit of a lucky streak here as he works to try to take this hard cap here. Initial pressure coming in on Dugout for SVS, onto cattle sheds here for SVS. So we'll go ahead and take a look and see where that goes here in just a moment, as we do have some defenders back there on cattle sheds. SVS is starting to gain some traction again up there on this hard cap, and does appear to have everything back in control for them as it continues to be contested in both ways. So that's one of the fun things here about the 30 versus 30 matchups, is that because there's less people can get around a little easier and take people out, make some pretty fun flanks here. And so we can see that The allies here, ITHL, still continuing to push with 276s over here. So that is a very strong armor advantage. I did not see if they were able to take that Tiger tank out here on this farther side. Looks like they have not. So this Tiger tank, oh no, yes, they have. They have taken out the Tiger tank. So SVS down the Tiger tank, probably only having that PZ4 here on the backside. So a very strong push coming in here for ITHL as they now push with both 76s coming down the lane here to try to get into hard cap. 176 here, Bibba and his crew. Looks like they're playing the aggressive squad as 3RN and his team continue to sit in the back here. So Ghost and his crew playing a little bit more the defensive side. Panzer IV here is injured as he pushes his advantage and takes him out. So all tanks now for SVS are wiped off the field. So this is a great opportunity here for ITHL, pushing into Dugout, owning hard cap completely now to continue pushing up. So here, we're going to move away from our 76s. Now we're going to move away to where our spawns here are for SVS. Chavita has been able to go ahead and get back into their spawn areas. Unknown if he's been able to clear out any type of garrison. No, he has not, because garrison is sitting right here for SVS. So he is on the other side, but he is looking around. Invictus Beyond, though, coming down the road. AT class very well could see this here. Are we going to get a garrison spawn that gives it up here for Invictus as he moves in towards the garrison? Invictus seeing the garrison, moving up into it, locking it out. 3, 2, 1. Oh, he did not get it. No spawn wave, but it is saved here by Z with a clutch rocket who allows his men to go ahead and spawn back in. So perfect save right before that spawn flip to go ahead and get a couple more bodies in here. So as this point turns, we are going to see a cap going here, a second cap here going to ITHL here to go ahead and get them up to the 3-2 win here, or sorry, not win, lead here. And so SVS now on their back foot a little bit, trying to get back into Dugout. So let's go ahead. We talked a little bit about how SVS can control the point once they get it, but now that they've lost it, let's go ahead and see where the key routes are for the allied teams, ITHL, as they look to try to get set up here into their push into Hugo's farm. Garrison network still sitting strong here for ITHL, as they now have 5, 6, 7, 8 garrisons. They all 8 garrisons up here for ITHL. They will be looking to try to establish garrisons probably along this road here, as ITHL, unknown how many squad leads have been able to get their garrison, their OPs back up. So that also is a key factor here. So let's see if irate here does have his OP up right by a repair station. So good for him. Gatsby may have taken out Mayo's OP, so that will be vital for him to get his squad back in. But as far as ITHL goes, we're going to be probably looking to get some garrisons up along this road. A normal jumping off point is in between the hedges that we're seeing right in front of us, kind of right by that destroyed Tiger tank, down around to those houses down here on the southern side, and then down to this corner. For our match today, we're going to go ahead and affectionately call this area Power Corner, because it's going to provide the most insight for either team to go ahead and push into this fourth point, or this Dugout or Hugo's farm point. So keep an eye on this sector. Whoever owns this sector, it looks like SVS is the ones that own it at the moment, are going to have the advantage in trying to push into these points. If we see ITHL get to this sector where that already is falling, and get things up, that's going to mean some good news here for ITHL and pushing into Hugo's farm. So we know that ITHL has that armor advantage right now with those 276 that are currently up. Looking to try to get some armor back in here for SVS. And we should start seeing those soon. So again, as we near the 20-minute mark here of the actual gameplay, almost hitting the hour left on the clock, we are currently sitting at a 3-2 lead for ITHL over SVS. SVS able to catch the initial cap, but after holding it for about 15-20 minutes, ITHL was finally able to go ahead and push through, and now are in strong, have that point strongly in their grasp, as they continue now battle out here. So we're going to flip around here to kind of look from the allied side to see kind of from the Falcon cam what we're working with as we push towards it. So we saw from God Hill over here on the left side, or where we see Nagato and XM4, that is going to be a big, strong area for them to get tanks. So we're going to look to see if they move some of their 76s here that are holding this map edge and into hard cap down over into this area. That might be where Ghost and his crew are moving. So we'll keep an eye on that because it offers a very strong overlook, as well as some areas to park that tank up in right where XM4 is to kind of protect its hull a little bit, leaving only its turret really exposed. So go ahead and keep an eye on that. SVS appears to be in strong control of Power Corner. And so we'll continue to monitor that situation as they push up into Gardens. So most of our battle, not Gardens, sorry, down to Mansion Complex down here. So most of our battles appear to be down here as Irate is the only SVS player down here at the moment, surrounded by Marion. Go ahead and turn on our X-ray vision here. Irate just kind of sitting back here looking to try to get his OP up, so he can try to hopefully get some more squad mates into that point. Might have heard Marion here. Nope, just gonna go ahead and suck back into the corner here. So Irate might have been seen by the 76 and now probably had a little bit of a panic attack knowing that that 76 knows that he's there. Looks like he's repositioning to try to get an angle on him. Nope, looks like 76 is going to go ahead and move away as we have a flare from Legion moving up here. Legion with a very good flare showing 3 ITHL players as that 76 takes out that repair station. So good work as they look to clear out some of those initial defenses. Now, Maron here on this backside taking out another OP is the only person that might be able to see where this garrison is, and that flare kind of gave a good point out to where that is sitting. So be interesting to see if he's able to go ahead and get his eyes on that garrison and take that out, because it would therefore eliminate the SVS push here onto this western side. So it looks like ITHL going with the strategy of blocking up double stack tanks here on this left side map edge, as Bobber is able to take out, maybe have taken out the Axis player at the same time. Gone full trap, gone full swap here for them. All right, and with that, we are now past our 30-minute delay. We want to welcome everybody else in the stream to our stream today. Very excited that you could join us just as we round that 1 hour mark here. We appreciate you guys spending a nice Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, wherever you are in the world. I know we've possibly got some Italian fans out there, some other US supporters down here. So we've just got some nice friendly competition, bringing in all areas of the world here to Hell Let Loose, this Division 9 matchup between SVS and ITHL. So thank you guys very much for joining us. Again, I'm your host, Night Falcon. Very excited to be here as we continue to provide you with the most up-to-date Hell Let Loose TPL, the Premier League competition here in Week 2 of Division 9. Very exciting matchups here. So thank you very much for joining us as we look to see where both these teams end up after the end of this match. So very exciting stuff going in here as Corella is back here in this match and taking out Invictus. Just saying, I am the master of this house, but Lucky again, continuing as his name says, takes out Korea and owns that for SVS. Korea, though, it looks like getting the final laugh here on him as he gets a proxy satchel off, taking out Lucky. So Lucky's streak has officially ended. Luck gone. Ghost and his 76, though, able to manage up here over this side. Looks like we have a tank being marked out here for SVS. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on over here as ITHL continues to kind of push their way into Hugo's farm. So they are marking that tank down in here. Looks like it was just another P4 taken out by SVS. So not sure quite what the armor situation is for SVS as they continue to pull out some Panzer IVs. So definitely looking to see if they can get a few more heavy tanks here into the play. Oh, looks like we may have gotten a look at this Tiger tank here, but Ghost and his crew, not Ghost, sorry, USS 2612, looks like they may have landed a very strong press here onto this Tiger tank. We're not sure if that is a default tank or if, sorry, not a default, but a map spawn tank. They obviously think it is. It is not. It has since been eliminated. So ITHL taking out that Tiger tank and really just kind of having their way with SVS's armor here at the moment. So they, SVS looking to try to get some answers up here, as it looks like they probably are in fuel trouble at the moment if they are rolling out Panzer IVs against these 76s. So ITHL definitely with the strong armor advantage here, as it looks like Ghost and his crew might be going back for supplies in the HQ here, as they have now lived on for a very good amount of time here. Plenty of fuel here for both for the allied team ITHL, sitting with resources well above normal operating areas. So Commander Shock has plenty of tools at his disposal moving into this last hour play here on SMDM Night. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a zoom out here in the Falcon Cam, see how things are developing as we are fighting over this point here. So Falcon Cam showing just how ITHL has been able to gain that advantage here over that main road leading south of Dugout, forcing SVS really to push across a giant open field. Diamond taking that route here on the left side of your screen, that's one of the main areas where SVS could look to potentially get more bodies up into point. Power corner here off to the right side of our screen with Bruyo and Z and Gomez as our squad leads up there. That is an area probably that we're going to look to try to get some action here from ITHL, as they are going to look to try to hold that area and gain advantage of it. Now it looks like they have left their southern flank here wide available as Diamond continues to push up back into the Dugout area. Yeah, so Diamond making a good push onto that point, as we see this 76 moving right up here into point. Might have gotten word from Commander Shock to go ahead and push on up, as USS and his crew have the strong armor advantage. Moving up as we see a rocket from Z come in, but falling a little bit short. Rocket's one of those tricky weapons here to master here in Hell Let Loose. I know plenty of people that have spent hours and hours in servers trying to figure out how they can get those rockets to land exactly where they want to. As the 76 continues to push up and takes out the SVS presence there. So as far as tank battles go, SVS is still working to try to get some footing here and needing to get some help and support on their tanks. Brujo seeing the 76, most likely calling it out to his squad mates, saying, guys, we need to get this out of here. But with a giant open field around him, it's going to be a little hard for Rojo here to get some type of angle at him. Now, one advantage Rojo does have there, and Z, is that they have the advantage of the Panzerschreck. So if they are able to get a side shot here, they could technically pen this 76. So SVS going to need to lean on their infantry here to get some pressure onto these tanks. Great rockets, though. They are hitting the mark, but unfortunately, they are hitting front armor on this 76. Which is not going to do much damage here. Basty potentially running around here with a satchel. Let's go ahead and see what class he is running out with. He does have the MP40, so he could very well have that satchel as he's looking to get up here onto USS. Placing the satchel. USS looking to move here. Did he get it on the tank? He did. So USS 2612. No, that is a gas tank, but satchel is underneath the track. Yep, right here. So good work on their play to go ahead and get that up. USS, though, knowing that the satchel has been put up, getting cleared out behind by his tank crew. So he's got his eye on the satchel. Good work, good coordination here between the squad mates here, as we should see those sparks go away here in just a second as USS is taken out, but he did remove the satchel. So for the moment, his tank crew is going to stay up. Z getting a rocket onto that 76. So we have some excitement here as Frankow, Bibba try to retreat back here a little bit after getting one hit into its side here with that Panzerschreck. But the satchel being removed. So lucky, good awareness on USS to go ahead and know that he was there. Basty trying to come in 2 for 2 here on the satchel. Now, they are down a spotter, so they will not be able to see it. So the only people that they're going to be able to see are going to be in front of the tank as they look through the periscope here that tank barrel provides and the driving porthole. Looking to continue to try to get back there, try to get back to Commander USS, who's most likely going to be spawning at a garrison. Looks like we have an airhead dropping in here for SVS here onto the point. Commander Shock, though, right on top of it to know that that is coming in. Sounds like we have a bombing run coming in, though, at the same time here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, but Commander Shock moving away, taking his sweet time to go ahead and get an eye on this. So we might see, let's see if we get a spawn in here from SVS. No, looks like no spawn, and that smart play by here from Commander Shock, able to get back, knowing that that bombing run was going to come in to try to clear out the area here for SVS, knows to retreat on back and is able to go back out with Legion and take that out. So good work on ITHL and crew to go ahead and get that removed. So good work there from everybody involved. SVS still in control here over Power Corner, as it looks like Artie from Perk here going to continue to just fall down in on that point as he zeroes it in and lines it up. Now let's go ahead and see if our fun little stats tool is going to be working here for us right now. It looks like, unfortunately, it is not. So let's see if maybe we refresh it onto here, because we could get a little bit of the look and see what we're looking at here on stats. Unfortunately not. So we will go ahead and send that out to the analysts, see if they're able to go ahead and get that information from us to kind of know who's sitting currently on the top. So here we are, still stuck here with ITHL trying to push down into Hugo's farm here. Do have a garrison marked out here as they have been able to push down into this area. Let's see if ITHL, how the battle kind of goes down here on this southern side. So we do see that garrison that's been marked out. Able to get a couple people with that, so very good shot. As Lucky's going to move up and try to remove that garrison here. Lucky and Invictus moving on in. Garrison removed. So that is going to open up that western flank here. Game volume is muted. Nuts. Let's see what's going on with the game volume. Testing, testing. All right. One of these days, all of our little switches and toggles here are going to work out great for us. Might flicker here for just a moment, everyone, so I appreciate your patience. one of these days, all of these wonderful things might work for us, but as of right now, fortunately, it's not that time. Okay, it looks like our things are moving appropriately now, so let's see how this continues to work here for us. All right, we're going to go off for just a moment here while we reset our capture card. That might be our difference here. It looks like we've got our sound now. Go ahead and work with our picture quality. Got it back up now. Alright. See a little how the sausage is made here on the backside. Looks like that should get us what we need. Yeah, looks like we've got everything going now, so about 46 minutes it should come in. Shout out to those in the chat, letting us know that the problems were up. Right. Well, I think we're gonna just have to delete all of OBS and come back into OBS, get everything re-downloaded, just start fresh before our next matches go. So while we were away dealing with our technical difficulties, ITHL has been able to push strongly here in the western side, and now are in full control over that area with 1 OP, and we are starting to get lucky, trying to push his luck again into hardcap here. Trying to find wherever this garrison is here for SVS. Let's go ahead and take a quick fly through here. Just see if we can find it in our broadcaster advantage here. It does not look like I see it at the moment, but we have a bombing run that's been ordered in by Commander Shock. Let's take a look and see what damage this ends up doing. So we do have a garrison marked by Lucky. Lucky was able to get something into here. So we'll take a look and see what that does. From the cinematic perspective, let's go ahead and just enjoy this pure visual here from Hell Let Loose. On this bombing run, coming through, kicking up plenty of SVS players here in its midst. But if it's inside of this, most likely that garrison is going to stay up. Let's see if we are able to see it. No garrison being seen at the moment for ITHL, even with their mark. We do not know if any has been removed. So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on that here in just a moment. But taking out a little bit of infantry, but they are able to get right back into cap here. It looks like off of OP spawns. Diamond Mayo looking to try to get something up here on this western flank here as he is removed by Gapsby from the equation. Now ITHL pushing strongly across the point here, able to get bodies up here into points. So David Napo and his OP look like it is currently sitting in, let's see, K-Squad probably looking to try to get that up as it is back here along these houses. So David looking to try to see what he can do to get his squad mates up. Power corner right here. Looks like ITHL is currently in control of it, even though there's no spawn there. So that would be something, if I was commander here, and Commander Shock, I'd be looking to try to get that up so that people could keep pushing into the point, unless they wanted to try playing on hard mode, which removing spawns from the equation would definitely do that. So maybe ITHL trying to level up their gameplay a little bit here, just saying, no, we are not going to be putting up any garrisons, as Javita takes out Johnny, but Maverick is quick on the spot here to take him out. Looks like we're getting some 22-4ID members here in the chat, representing the home squad. Dink Doinks, fellow Dink Doinks. Nice to see you guys out here in the chat. We have just rounded the 45-minute mark. Normally I give a nice call out there. Again, I'm your host, Night Falcon, trying to help you guys out in this cast here between these two teams of Division 9. SVS facing ITHL. Axios able to get behind, get one rocket into it, but a quick response here from SVS tank crew to go ahead and try to get bodies onto this. Axios just going to try to outmaneuver the tank here. Unfortunately, drivers saw that moving, said, nope, not having any of that, and he's going to live to save another day, to fight another day here. But that tank has been called out, so Commander Elias there, working with his tank crew, some good action to go ahead and get that tail end of the tank flipped back very quickly. To get his tank and save his tank there. So good on SVS to go ahead and control the armor help there. Still seeing these 276s here from Ghost and USS 2612. Looks like they are going with a tactic of really just anchoring into Dugout and allowing the infantry to push up into Hugo's farm. Doing the bend, potentially not break when it comes to the armor advantages. We have seen multiple armor pushes here from ITHL into the point, but it looks like we have now lost that tank for Ghost. Ghost and his crew have been eliminated here, so Gatlo able to get behind with rockets or a satchel. Yep, rockets with the Car 98 class here to take out that 76. So good on him to be able to get back there and eliminate some of that tank play here from ITHL, who will go back and get another 76 right out of spawn here. So luckily for the ITHL, they have plenty of resources to continue battling that point. So to give a little recap of what's gotten us so far to this point here. So ITHL able to get out here quickly. We're able to get some cap pressure on Dugout right off the bat, but we're not able to go ahead and hold it. So SVS got the initial cap. After about another 15-20 minutes, SVS battled it out and was able to defend, but it eventually got to the point where ITHL was able just to dominate on through and push into the hard cap to claim that Dugout. So from there, it's been all Dugout, or it's been all SVS here. Oh, sorry, not SVS, ITHL, as they continue to have their push down here towards Hugo's farm. Let's go ahead and we're going to zoom down in here, get a little look at Lucky and Tro Fiddlepest. Seeing what they're doing here on the backside as they just slowly peek corners. Pest taking out Ponce. Lucky looking to move back into the point now, as Otto on the other side of that building, unaware of what's going on. Lucky looks like he's going to be searching around Vigio. Moving around, seeing that spawn point here. No spawn point, so it was potentially taken out. So no spawn point back here for ITHL. Lucky, though, looking to get back here. Just hiding as a little rat back here in the backside of Hugo's farm. Lucky taking out Otto, so Lucky very good getting that advantage here as a garrison goes up. Viho able to get that garrison up here for SVS. Lucky probably going to turn that corner and say, whoa, hang on, there's some people watching it as Korea is able to take him out. And so the story of Lucky, the chapter ends for him. We'll no doubt see him as he continues this battle here. Panzer IV here for SVS has been able to get back into the point. Plenty of tanks and infantry being marked back here for SVS here on the ITHL side. So let's go ahead and see what's going on over here at Dugout for us. Chaos, trying to cause some chaos here in ITHL's backline, as it looks like smoke here for SVS from the Arty man down there in the south coming in, just really clouding up that point here for ITHL, sorry, ITHL, as Chaos continues to sit down here in his bush. Able to get Axios. Lucio able to get up here and help out Chaos just a little bit here. So we now have Raisha here all by themselves trying to find out where these two SVS players are. Making sure all the repairs are done here on his body. On the backside here, does not see him. Ah, Freshka takes out Super, but Chaos taking out both of those ITHL defenders. So with that, and more cap pressure is coming in here to Dugout. Sorry, no cap pressure, but more and more people are flooding in for SVS here into the point. Launching off of this JOP. Not JOP, goodness sakes, I'm having a real good old struggle here today, my fellow hella loose enthusiasts. So now we're going to go back out to the Falcon Cam here. Get that bird's eye view, seeing how the battle is continuing to develop. So from that 5 points area up here on the right side of our screen, it looks like SVS has been able to establish some pressure to try to get back into Dugout, trying to take some pressure off of Hugo's farm as they continue to blossom off of that point, pushing back the ITHL defenders or attackers. But here, down on Power Corner that we were talking about, ITHL appears to be the people in control of that point, as Arty has now been called out to come down into that area. So in controlling the areas that you need to control to get down into Dugout, SVS is starting to get some very good cap pressure into those areas. So while they might not have that western flank, that western map edge, as ITHL appears to be in strong control over there, they have been able to build up some defenses to prevent those guys from rushing in, and are taking Power Corner, taking 5 points here, and more bodies for SVS continue to be in the backside. Looks like we have Lucio here trying to get over onto this 76. Wishing that he maybe have ran a few more laps, worked on that strength and conditioning a little bit more in basic training, as USS and his tank crew are able to pop that sucker up into 4th gear. Lucio taking out some frustration pops. Maybe not. Just taking out Phoenician here on the backside. But Frashka says none of that, and takes control of the situation, eliminating him from the area. Chaos now being the only person there holding down in the hockey stick trench. Again, for all those tuning in here on the broadcast, we very much would appreciate any help that you can give to us by subscribing and giving us a like. We're trying to build up this profile a little bit. I am a new streamer here in the Hell Let Loose community, but so far I am very much enjoying broadcasting these matches for you, even though I tend to have a few issues when it comes to the sound side and the technical difficulties that provides. So appreciate your patience, everyone, as we work to figure out where everything is coming in from and just how we can continue to provide you with the best Hell Let Loose competitive content here. Feel free, if you guys are in the comments, to go ahead and leave any insights for things that you like to have broadcasted on these matches. I know some people are all about these close encounters here as Gatsby is taking on Batsy. Some people really enjoy seeing those tank plays, seeing how those tanks move across the battlefield, and others just really enjoy seeing that overview. I'm personally one of those that love to see the battlefield develop from the overhead view. But we got to make sure we give our love to the infantry here in the grind, because this is the viewpoint that many of us have of these points. Invictus gets Batsy. Gomez able to get Axios, as Invictus was not able to see him before he was able to unleash a volley into him. So Invictus and Gatsby looking to control this power corner sector here for ITHL. Now we see our 76 stack here pushing from the western map edge towards Hugo's farm. Go ahead and take a look and see what things we're looking at here for USS and Ghost crew. Looks like they could be looking to try to make a push here into Hugo's farm here for the infantry, as they now are going to look like they are going to be moving in front door to help out Lucky, Docs Italy, and David as they look to push and battle in here into Hugo's farm. Oh, spawned in on the OP there for F Squad, but unfortunately has been eliminated from the competition by the Arty crew for the allies coming in. So USS making his presence known, trying to help his infantry push into this point a little bit, as cap pressure coming in for both teams now. Dugout is under pressure from SVS, so we'll take a look there as we continue to watch what's going on here at Hugo's farm, as it is going back and forth here for ITHL, but cap pressure continuing down here for SVS, as we have 2 squad leads here in the area of the hard cap. Working with some unofficial little garrisons there. Trio able to take out one officer here, as a proxy satchel takes out, it looks like maybe 1 or 2 ITHL defensemen, but smart play here from ITHL to space out their garrisons a little bit here, so they do not actually have one on hard cap. Gabo taking out Fenicio here on the backside as a flare goes up for ITHL, trying to figure out where all of these enemies are coming in from. Super though, off an OP spawn, back here into the bottom portion of cap. Looks maybe potentially get around here on the backside of Tro. Diamond eliminated here by Gatsby. So Gatsby, ITHL starting to bring some bodies back to try to control what's going on back here in these spawns that SVS was able to get back. So SVS able to work out around these defenders a little bit. So another good advantage of this backside of the 30 versus 30 matchup here. That there was some room for SVS to go ahead and try to get some flanks down and around, but ITHL responding very, very well to responses here and getting back, trying to eliminate more and more of those SVS attackers. Looks like our 76s though still are currently on that front side, as SVS has taken over power corner. Let's see, Sinister here and his crew. Ghosts and his crew coming back a little injured. Whew. Majoran here able to get out of the way of that 76. People must have been looking at maps. I am guilty of that as well. I am a map person. Often try to challenge myself to not look at the maps, but it comes along with the curse of playing command and squad leads, is that you are just always here in those areas. Now we have an airhead coming in here for ITHL, landing on the backside as cap pressure has come in but is now gone. Commander Yarcho for SVS back here lighting up this OP though, but Arty coming in clutch, so some very good coordination here from Commander Shock and Perk to go ahead and start landing shells here. So hopefully we'll stop seeing those shells land here, as we'll get a spawn wave here. Smoke coming in. Brujio coming back, trying to see what he can do, as Docs Italy first man off of that airhead. So we got about 25 more seconds until that spawn is going to go up again. Brujo pulling out the grenade, practicing his skill, gets it off, takes out the airhead with the grenade. So good play by Brujo here, getting back here behind the line, take out that garrison for that airhead for ITHL. So originally some very good coordination here from Commander Shock and Perk here on the Arty guns to go ahead and line that up as they took out Commander Yarcho to remove that garrison. So some very good coordination there. Let that be a lesson to all you young Hella Loose players out there. That only comes through preparation and timing from the players here of ITHL. So very good work to plan that out, make sure they knew where those areas were going to be. Most likely had it lined up in the back pocket saying, hey, be ready to smoke this airhead once I put it down, because it's coming to you. But with this, it looks like we have a pretty good full reset here for ITHL, who has now been pushed all the way back to north of that southern road on Dugout. 76 looks like it was removed, and so all pressure here for ITHL on Hugo's farm has been eliminated. So ITHL having to go a little bit more on their back foot now. SVS hoping to hopefully get back up into the point here, taking control of Power Corner and that western map edge, leaving us in for potentially another exciting 28 minutes here left in our match. So rounding out this last half hour, final third here of our match today here in this Division 9 matchup here between ITHL and SVS. Still sitting at a 3-2 lead here for ITHL, who is in strong control over Dugout. Got as far down into Hugo's farm after losing the initial cap to SVS. But since that point, they've been able to go ahead and pretty much run the field with their armor crews, making it literally impossible for any Axis tanks to get up into the point and provide any additional cover and help for their SVS brethren here on the infantry side. Looks like we are getting tank marks here from ITHL squad leads, but I'm not seeing anything here on the backside. So let's take a look, zoom out, see if maybe we can get some look into where some of this armor is for SVS. Looks like we got one Tiger down here on the southern side, playing a little bit more on the defensive end of Hugo's farm. We can see 176 off in the background of Dugout, most likely getting some repairs, making sure they hold down here, Ghost and his crew, until that additional 76 can get up here from the from the back line. As we can see, USS and his crew are passing through Breakcourt Battery right at the moment to get back up into Dugout. Now, Tiger Tank noticing that they've got a little bit more of a push down here into the area, into Dugout, moving up, trying to get a good angle here. So here on the broadcaster side, we can see that 76 sitting on the other side of those hedges. But for our tank crews, they will not be able to see that. So for them, it is just nice and open. Hedges are just blocking everything from view. But might be able to get some more tank battles here, as we have seen some excellent AT play from both sides. Initially, tankers here from ITHL taking out tanks left and right. Especially that opening Tiger tank here for the Axis crew, as it got a great shot from downtown, about a couple grid squares over. But also some good AT work from both sides as they continue to go ahead and eliminate those armor threats to their squad. So we've got Korea here taking on David Napo. Got him, eliminated, but there are a whole bunch of blueberries right behind him. And unfortunately, he is not able to stem the tide of blueberries pushing down that road here into point. Take a look at Power Corner, see how it's developing as is marked out by E Squad. Gatlo from SVS here, just surveying the battlefield, trying to get angles on what he can. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the head of Gatlo, see what he is currently looking at. Now, broadcaster side, again, as I was saying with the tank just a minute ago, we can kind of see where all these little blueberries are. So as of right now, nobody's in front of him for more than 750 yards. 750 meters. But here, this is a little bit more what he'd be looking at. So just trying to get angles and see where these ITHL defenders are going to be poking their heads out. You can see there are a couple along the top here, but unfortunately, they are taken out by Ghost and his crew, who has gotten himself in a very strong position. So as I was saying earlier in the match here, God Hill up here able to get themselves in a very strong position here and have gotten on top of God Hill with some very good easy spots to look at here. Looks like we have love for Lucky in the chat. Lucky is a beast, and we have seen that very evident. That's been very evident today in our matches. As Lucky has been the one most of the time that finds his way back into various areas of the defenses here for SVS. No doubt a power horse here for ITHL. Brujo, though, in a very disadvantaged position here, being out in the middle, but he goes with the bold strategy of saying, I do not believe they think I'm going to be in the middle of the field, and is able to get the angle as Gatsby gets around on Brujo, taking some shots, but Brujo moving still down that road. Gatsby playing dodger behind the wall here. Gatsby removed from the competition. Brujo on the backside, continuing to try to make his presence known. As SVS looks to be back in control of Power Corner. However, we have a strong push coming in from the help of a 76 onto this western side with none other than Lucky and his crew pushing down into this western side of Hugo's farm. Initial cap process did start coming in here for him. But at this moment, it looks like it has gone away for just a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can get some fun here. And watch this push here from the ITHL side. Diamond making a bold dash across the open field. Unfortunately, is eliminated by Nagatosto. X4 Mario. X4 XM4 also making some progress here as USS and his tank crew were able to land some shots into there. Invictus Beyond coming in, being a good supporter for his tank here. Where is this shot coming from here on this backside here? So we have this Tiger tank here from SVS that has now been able to push up. Fortunately, not able to take out USS and his tank crew. And they look to try to get a quick double tap here as this tank knows they have one in the side of the 76. Gonna try to push their advantage before those reps here from USS and Frankows get that tank all the way back up. Bibba holding the corner though, waiting for that Tiger tank to potentially reveal himself. So that is a very tight corner as of right now. That Tiger tank unaware of exactly the angle they need to hold to get to that 76. USS appears to have been removed though as Artie comes in for SVS. Shifu trying to get around here as well. Trying to get a backside eliminated though by friendly artillery. That is going to be unfortunate as Frankhaus continues to hold up and defend his tank here on this backside. Somehow dodging all of these artillery shells, but able to get his tank. It is no longer smoking, so able to get a full rep onto his tank here. And unfortunately, the SVS Tiger tank unable to get him before he finished, but he does take a hit himself. From backside, Ghost coming in on God Hill. What a shot here from this 76 all the way back here on Hugo's farm. Able to get up and help out his crew. Lucio, though, able to sneak up, get him as he is now satcheled. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if Ghost is going to know that he is satcheled. Pole Mike, unfortunately, not able to know as well. 3RN. Rocket, another rocket coming out from Shifu. Master Shifu continuing to batter this side as we should now get to the point where this 76 is going to go up in smoke. Going to be completely removed by the Talon strike here of our friendly backside engineer coming in clutch for SVS here. So Shifu dying to that blast, but able to eliminate and make sure that 76 crew is sent back to the headquarters spawn. Now, Great push continuing to be pushed here by ITHL, as it looks like Ghost and USS and his crew for the 76 were able to go ahead and get that Tiger tank out. So again, evidence of the strong tank play here coming in for ITHL to eliminate that Tiger tank, even after that Tiger tank was able to get a rocket on, or sorry, get an AT shell onto him, leaving SVS in dire straits here when it comes to the armor side, as they are now rolling out some Pumas. Airhead coming in to establish additional pressure here and a close spawn point for ITHL, but Pole Mike, the only person close enough to Mayo here, going up into his sight, sees him, takes out Mayo, securing the airhead here for ITHL. We have rockets coming in from Shifu, who appears to be mastering his inner Kung Fu power, taking it on here to try to get a rocket onto that airhead. But unfortunately, the first shot does miss. And this airhead is going to continue to get spawn waves off. So ITHL getting plenty of pressure, but with that, we start to see some pressure moving into Dugout here from a backside play from SVS. So we are now in a cap race, ladies and gentlemen. SVS getting bodies here onto hard cap, as no garrison exists here on Dugout. Still continuing with the cap pressure. We got 3-on-2 back here. We're going to go ahead and keep an eye on this, as this really comes down to pivotal kills here. We got 4-on-2. Sorry, I did not see Super down here. So 4-on-2 here, hard cap. Legion on his backside gets up a flare here, but we see SVS continuing to get cap pressure. Ticking away here for SVS here on Dugout, as the Lord is removed. Gizme on his OP being the only person back here, with the exception of our friendly Legion OP back here, that's gonna look like it's gonna be taken out by Chouse. So Chouse taking out that. Oh man, all SVS players now moving up into the point. Commander Shock moving up with a half track to try to give some spawns to ITHL, but ITHL in pure panic mode, as now they are trying to get back here into the hard cap to salvage some type of pressure, as all people are off of Hugo's farm. 3/4 of the way capped here for SVS. So SVS coming in clutch here with a big push here. Ironhide trying to defend what he can. Big OP spawn, but Super is able to get all of those members off of that OP and clear it out. So cap pressure stalled though for ITHL, going back in their favor, back in favor of SVS. So this is a very exciting little point here. We are starting to get some cap pressure back into ITHL, so it is teetering back in favor of ITHL as bodies begin to flood back off of these southern garrisons here for ITHL. SVS, though, not giving up, as we see pressure coming back in. More and more SVS bodies being flooded back in, but ITHL currently in all hands on deck situation to get people back into this point. Invictus getting bodies back in. David taking out Lucio. Big spawn off the half track here for ITHL, as Super getting a couple bodies here on the backside. Ironhead, Legion gets his flare up to give his commander good knowledge of where everybody is, but Super coming in clutch here for SVS on this half track, continuing to eliminate bodies as he is finally removed and his reign of terror is taken away from the back trench, therefore allowing more and more bodies here for ITHL to get back into the point. Cap pressure ticking back in ITHL's favor. E-Squad, though, with a very advantageous OP back here on Hugo's farm, might be able to launch some sort of attack here, as Airhead spawn is now gone. So from 15 minutes left, we are getting plenty of excitement here as SVS continues to mount pressure into Dugout here, but ITHL responding very nicely and getting people back. We have alert, we have a flamethrower spotted. Appears that he is no longer in the battle though, so quick brief moment, we had some play here there for a flamethrower here on the Axis side. ITHL coming back into presence here as R76 here on the southern side. So now we have momentum shifting. ITHL back in strong positioning here for these closing 15 minutes. So we're going to have one more potential airhead, a good push here from SVS, trying to get back into their point. So I do apologize for the sound balancing. I'll continue to work to master that craft here. So I appreciate all the chat here and the insight, helping me just improve these streams for everybody watching it. Bumped up the voice volume here for the last few minutes. I love the MVP chats coming out. Both sides very much in support of their friends here on the match battle today. As we near the final 15 minutes, again, I am Night Falcon here casting this match for you today, which has been an epic battle between SVS and ITHL. Let's give you a quick rundown of where things have been here over the course of this match. SVS able to get out quick to the initial cap of Dugout and defended that for about 15-20 minutes. As it looks like our 76 is in a little bit of danger here, so we're going to go ahead and watch this as we give you a quick recap of what's been going on. So after the quick defenses of that 20 minutes, SVS unfortunately was unable to hold back the tide of ITHL forces that pushed their way into Dugout. From that point, Dugout has been held in a 3-2 here for ITHL, and pressure has gotten back as far as Hugo's Farm, as we do see some cap pressure coming in as this 76 has pushed in. E and K squad OPs back here on the backside for ITHL, sorry. Looking to see potential cap pressure coming in. Airhead looks like it's dropping here for SVS. So we got the final airhead here for SVS coming down in. Chavita on the backside, seeing this airhead coming in. Are we going to have a bombing run to accompany it? Does not look like we will, but unfortunately Mayo going the wrong direction as Chavita comes up on the backside to hopefully gain some ground over this airhead that's been spawned in here for SVS. And that has been eliminated. So Chavita coming in clutch for ITHL to remove this garrison, or this enemy airhead coming in from the backside. Mayo wondering what in the world happened, as he thought he was very much in control of this backside, but unfortunately for him, that airhead no longer will be viable and not available again in time to try to cap Dugout again. So it's going to be an all straight push here for SVS as they continue to try to push towards Dugout. Cap pressure coming in on Hugo's Farm here for ITHL. So with that, rebounding, trying to get bodies back here into Farm, as it looks like ITHL is in contention here for a potential cap. Closest garrisons most likely for Hugo's Farm for SVS are going to be back here on the backside. So they're going to be on their back foot now as ITHL looks to get into that 4-1 lead here. Puma rushing into point. Taken out by Gatsby, though. Gatsby with a great rocket to eliminate that threat. We have one friendly OP here, or one OP here from SVS, is XM4 able to go ahead with the help of Invictus eliminate the two men that spawned off of it, leaving them in total control here over the hard cap. So we see forces from SVS trying to make their way in. Some cap pressure coming in on Dugout, so we're going to continue to watch that. But right now, ITHL in strong control of the hard cap here, leaving SVS very much on their back foot. So very quick turn of events here as Dugout no longer being cap pressured from SVS as they are now forced down into Hugo's Farm. Supplies landing in, but unfortunately it'd be a little bit too much. It'd be a little too late, hopefully, probably, to get garrisons up. Sifu, though, coming in with the flamethrower, trying to clear out what he can, but unable to do so. Nearing 2/3 of the way capped here for ITHL. ITHL, big presence still here on hard cap. Looks like that could very well be the push they needed to get this hard cap pressure, or to get this point flipped over to their favor. 76 has moved up with USS and his crew. Frankow's back out, hopefully to use that luck that he used earlier to repair that 76. Johnny being the only squad leader back here in the cap for SVS, and it looks like this is going to go to ITHL for a 4-1 lead. Let's see if any, so far nobody's back on the backside here looking for that quick 5th cap. So we are going to be here at 4-1 now for ITHL over SVS. Got to manually update that bug here. ITHL leading at 4-1 in the final 9 minutes here. Let's go ahead and see how this garrison network makes up. So very quickly, ITHL able to get a garrison up on Hugo's farm. So very good work on the support players to make sure they are Johnny on the spot to have a box laid down so that garrison can be put back up. Massive spawn wave coming off the back line here for SVS, and they are going to need to work quick. It takes 2 minutes to capture these points in hell. It just doesn't matter how many bodies you have on the point. You need to hold a cap majority for a full 2 minutes to be able to cap those points. So we'll get back up into winning this match at a 3-2. SVS will need at least 4 minutes to do so, and with 8, that is going to be a difficult task here for them as they continue to be pushed back. ITHL now in full pressure of Hugo's farm and starting to hold that ground down strongly on the southern edge here, preventing SVS from pushing up this road. Mariana pushing up to with this garrison mark. Don't see garrison, but most likely it is an OP here. Very good rocket here from Z though, coming in onto the side. Looks like it hit tracks on the 76. Here's another rocket, hit tracks again, unfortunately, just below the middle portion of that hole. So we want that rocket to be landing right about this middle section right here. And unfortunately, he was not able to hit that, but some good shots nonetheless to make that 76 pretty vulnerable and not able to move as quickly. Even though he did not get the hull damage, he was able to go ahead and get track damage, which makes that 76 be only able to move in first gear. But Invictus now back there practicing some very good support techniques here on his 76 to go ahead and get that back up. Tracks are most likely back up in order for him. Maiho though able to take out Invictus. Let's look and see if maybe some little trickery plays here might go out. USS knowing that Mayo is behind him, but driver Baba or Frankow, sorry, able to say nope, I know you are there, and eliminates the threat there on the backside. So good work from Frankhouse to go ahead and know that he's there and just run him right over. Nearing the final 6 minutes of this cap. Airhead has come down from ITHL in Hill 6. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we are working with here. So a lot of SVS bodies are on the backside of Hugo's farm. Only Otto and Ponce back here for SVS, as cap pressure starting to be contested here for ITHL as they look to have their eyes set on the 5-0 victory against SVS here. Airhead continues to remain up in this wheat field. It's going to be difficult for SVS to go ahead and root it out. 2 squad leads off of the Airhead. David Napo, Pole Mike, Otto getting his sights on Pole Mike, able to remove him. Another squad lead here off of the Airhead. So Doc's looking to try to get up with David to eliminate additional SVS players, but also get OPs up for them. Try to help get friendly bodies here onto the point as it is contested here for ITHL. More bodies dropping back for SVS though. More and more bodies for ITHL coming off the Airhead. So with 4 minutes left here, we have that pressure going in here onto Hill 6. Big spawn wave though off the garrison here. That's going to put it back in the favor here of SVS as they have now responded back. Pole Mike able to save the garrison from Otto there in the back. Not the garrison, but the Airhead. So that's going to continue to flood bodies off it for the next few minutes. But we have a battle here over hardcap here, boys. Let's go ahead and pull on in, see what everybody's looking at. Lucky, unfortunately not lucky off of this. Ghost removing Somar, as even the tank crew members are trying to get back in here for cap pressure. Trying to prevent the 5-0 here. Rockets, though, coming on in as more and more ITHL attackers come in. Ghost taking out Ponce, Brujo taking out Ghost. More and more rockets missing Brujo, but accurate nonetheless. Contested point again here. ITHL still trying to dig their teeth in. Airhead is no longer viable, so with that, KIF squad's OP momentarily should be going up here. Cap pressure coming in, and his HQ is now locked out for SVS. They can no longer spawn at middle HQ. 76 pulling into the party here. Just watch the backside as we have tank shots coming in from this Panzer IV onto this 76. Cap pressure still continuing to come in for ITHL. And Lucky moving in with the flamethrower. Just trying to put the exclamation point on this victory here for ITHL. Let's get some flamethrower action here from Mr. Lucky. First person perspective here. Mr. Lucky coming in clutch here. Knowing that the garrison spawn is back here, ITHL continuing to get pressure. Lucky making sure that whole area is clear, but unfortunately eliminates his friendly on the backside. So, moment of silence here for the friendly as Lucky continues to try to muscle his way here into the point here. Looks like garrison for SVS has now been eliminated, and cap pressure continuing to come in for ITHL. So ITHL now earring 2-3 on the cap pressure. SVS left scrambling with the Puma on the backside, just trying to do everything he can to keep his team in it. Satchel play from 3RN, trying to get up onto there, but unfortunately Puma is going to back out before any of that happens. But he is eliminated from the 76. No, not quite sure where he was eliminated from, but good play nonetheless. Possibly from 3RN, who maybe was able to get that satchel up. But with that, ITHL now in full pressure, full control over final point down here on Hill 6. And with that, going to take the 5-0 victory. So ITHL coming out strong, getting that 5-0 here over SVS today. We are going to give our commendation of the match. I think there is only one person that well, lots of people are deserving of this for ITHL, but one person in particular that we called out a lot during the stream today. Commendation going to go to Mr. Lucky with the 1500 combat score. So big play here from Lucky at the very end there to help his team secure that cap. So let's go ahead and see what everything looks like here on the backside. Now that we can do a quick match debrief here of what we kind of saw from that. So we're going to mute our PS5 desktop sound here just to clear that out. Let's go ahead and go over to our display. All right, now a little inception going on here, but I wanted to go ahead and pull this up for you guys so that we can get an idea of where these stats are on the backside. So start out initially with an SVS cap, but from that point on, even though SVS did get close onto Dugout, carrying a 2-3, we're unable to officially get that point. So as far as points go, our top killers, Gatsby, Lucky, perk on the artillery gun. So both looking like all a sweep for the top three here for the allies of ITHL. Once these stats go final here in 5 seconds, we'll be able to see the kill differential counts. So let's go to game history here. And we'll wait for these to come on up because these are very cool to look into. For those of you that don't look at these stats after the match, although most of you guys probably do, 5-0 victory here. ITHL, Gatsby being awarded with the frag out. Lucky being awarded with the most team kills. And I think we witnessed it on the stream there. So Lucky, unfortunately, to call that out, got him with the flamethrower. but you in turn got killed 3 times. So that is all in good fun here. 90 kills from Gatsby, 83 from Lucky, Perk 74 on the artillery gun, Odin from the Axis artillery gun leading out on the Axis side. Looking at the stats here, infantry kills going to go in favor of ITHL here, winning 660 to 472. Machine guns dominating the competition with 20 machine gun kills versus the 5 for SVS. Artillery, we already knew that was going to be in favor of ITHL. Here is another good example of what we were talking about earlier with the armor advantage, and it's coming in through strongly here in the stats. So all through the match, the armor for ITHL just dominating SVS's armor, preventing them from really being able to get anything more than heavy tanks out onto anything more than a few heavy tanks off onto that battle right off the rip. So good on ITHL. Strong armor play leading at 105 to 37. Plenty of grenade kills, bazooka kills coming in clutch for ITHL as well. 19 satchel kills though, so SVS able to lead in satchel and mine kills, and with that telling the story of pretty much how armor for ITHL was able to go ahead and lead that victory for ITHL here in this round 2 matchup between SVS and ITHL. Appreciate you guys showing up today. Again, I am Night Falcon, very happy that you guys were able to join us. Appreciate you guys coming in, helping us out on the stream, and giving us all the feedback that we could potentially need. And we just hope that this season, which has been a good one here for Hell Let Loose, continues to do everything we possibly, continues to be a great one for us. Appreciate you guys all joining us here on our match broadcast today. Don't forget, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Appreciate you all joining us. And with that, we are going to let you guys go back to your Sunday. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.